It's like a whole bunch of studio executives were sitting around a table and they were like, you know what Leatherface fans really want to see? A movie without Leatherface.
It's fucked up.
Yo, welcome back to Rowdy with the Boys, YouTube's cutest best buds. I'm Trenton.
I'm Julian.
And we the boys. And today we're going to be talking about the newest incarnation of Leatherface.
The newest shit pile to the Leatherface franchise.
Yeah, these movies just keep getting progressively worse and worse.
All the others keep getting better as the new ones come out.
Yeah, because of how much fucking worse they get.
They just get worse.
So this newest adaptation of Leatherface tells the origin story of Jed. He's got a different name again. And we get an opening scene where his family, particularly his mother, is forcing him to kill a man at their dinner table, which is very reminiscent of any Leatherface movie ever. And he doesn't want to do it. He's just a kid. He's not into it. He's not into killing yet. So then an older family member, I think it's an older brother, goes ahead and picks up the chainsaw, kills the guy. Then we get a scene where Leatherface, he's still a kid, and this couple is driving down this road, and they drive right past this pig in the middle of the road. They almost hit it. They veer off to the side of the road a little bit, and the girlfriend of the guy in the truck gets out and goes back to look at the pig. Something about it looks a little bit off, and then out of the pig comes a little boy, and he's like, "Help me, please!" And then he runs off into the forest, and she goes after him, which IRL, I don't think any of us would, because he obviously wasn't in any danger. He was just being weird as fuck, dressing up as a pig. And the boyfriend never gets out of the truck. He just watches her run off into the forest, and then gets out later, and he's like, "Babe, where'd you go?" And so she's running through the forest trying to find him, and she goes into this barn, and when she gets in there, she can't see him. It's really dark, and then he just kind of pops up out of the corner. He's wearing a fucking weird pig face, head, skull mask thing. He's standing there in the corner, holding a rope, lets go of it. She falls into the center of the floor, falls down. She's got like blood out of her mouth and shit. And this is honestly the only kill in the movie that I was really like, that's pretty fucking brutal.
But, like, okay, so she's got blood coming out of her mouth. So, like, what? Because you can't see what the fuck is going on down there. Like, I don't know how she's, like, fucked up. Like, I guess maybe it's, like, deep enough to where she could have, like, fucked up her legs really bad. But she's just laying there. So, like, I don't know why she's got blood coming out of her mouth unless she fell on, like, something sharp or some shit. But you can't see anything.
Yeah, this movie is really dark. You can barely tell what the fuck's going on for a lot of it. So she's laying in there in the hole, bleeding out of her mouth for whatever the fuck reason. And then two of the brothers come out. They look down in the hole. They tell little Jed that he did a great job. And then the older brother's like holding this rope, and he pulls over this big ass engine and then just drops it on her. That was honestly one of the only cool kills, just because of how fucking brutal it was. So then after that, turns out that the girl that they killed happened to be the daughter of the sheriff. So this is where we get a little bit of his character development. We get introduced to him, and it kind of gives him a reason for being such an asshole. But he takes it so far later on in the movie that it's not justifiable. I would understand wanting revenge on that specific family, but he's a dick to everyone, like kids that had nothing to do with it. So because of that incident, he talks to Jed's mom, and he's like, "I know what you did. You take one of my kids, I'm gonna take yours." So he takes her kids and then puts them in a mental institution, and then we skip like, I don't even think they specify, but I'm guessing it's got to be at least 15 years because he was a really little kid then. I'm guessing like 8 or 9.
I'd say like 10 years.
So then we get introduced to a nurse who is recently starting her job at the mental institution, and the guy above her is kind of walking her through what they do. So the nurse introduces herself to two characters.
First of all, so we have like the two brothers. One is Jed, and I'm just gonna say the other one's Bud because I'm thinking that's his original name, but I don't remember if that's his false name or not. So Bud, from like the entire movie, I'm like, this guy's Leatherface because he's just kind of like mentally weak, like he doesn't know what's going on, and then he just gets pissed off with like people who are like fucking mean to him, and I'm like, that's fucking Leatherface. All right, so I know who I'm following now.
So then they also introduced two other characters in the asylum, and these two characters are just total fuckheads.
They're main characters, yeah, but they're fucking throwaway characters. Like, nobody gives a fuck.
So with Jackson and who we assume to be Leatherface being in the mental institution for 10 years, the mom the entire time has been trying really hard to get them out, trying to get her kids back. And so she shows up at the mental institution one day and just walks in and is like,
"First things first, where's your shitter?"
And then just fucking runs down the hallway, fights a fucking nurse, starts a big ass riot. And while that's going on, fucking Jackson swoops in to save Nurse Lady, kicks the shit out of some dude, and while that whole scene is going on, the lighting is so bad. It's edited so choppily, and the lights just keep flashing and flashing and flashing. And
for like 8 minutes.
It just, the entire riot, it just goes in and out, and you can't tell what the fuck's going on. He's got epilepsy. He could have had a seizure. So then in the middle of the riot, they all break out, kind of like in separate ways, and the two fuckhead characters find Nurse and Jackson, and they knock them the fuck out, stuff them in the trunk of their car, drive off, and they see Bud just taking a stroll down the sidewalk, and they offer him a ride, and then they get in there, and then they begin their whole little fucking road trip escape to Mexico, of all places. How cliche. So they hold up a diner, they kill a whole bunch of people. I don't even think they take any money.
They steal a car.
They steal a car at least. So they end up in the forest somehow, and then they find a fucking trailer with a dead body in it. And I'm not gonna go into a ton of detail about all the dumb shit that happens in this period of time, but there's one thing that I refuse to not talk about, and there is a fucking sex scene between the two fucktard characters where they're fucking over a dead body. She's in like doggy style position. She's leaned down over the body, and she just starts making out with it.
Oh my god, dude. So let's talk about this. They're fucking hiding from the police, and the police are like chasing after them, and there's this like dead cow. Now at this point, there's fucking 3 of them. There's Jed, there's Bud, and there's like, I don't know who what the fuck her name is. So they're like, okay, we gotta hide. And there's just one dead cow. Bud is fucking fat as fuck. Jed's just like a normal sized dude. And then there's this chick. And they're all hiding in this dead fucking cow. Like fucking Star Wars. Like, oh my god. Like they're all... Like it would have been different if there was multiple cows. It would have been stupid still, but they could have each hidden a cow. And at first, I just see the chick, like, fucking stab through... I don't even know where she got a knife, now that I think about it. She stabs through the fucking skin of the cow and, like, just fucking births her way out. And I'm like, okay. But then I just see these 2 other dudes, Jed and Bud, covered in blood. I'm like, you're not telling me right now that all these people were hiding in this fucking cow right now.
Apparently they did.
Bud gets shot, and he's just walking around for like half a day, and then sleeps like he's just bleeding, and he's not dead. And now see, like, if I've ever seen a fucking like slasher movie or a horror movie, if someone's gonna get shot and not die, it's the fucking bad guy. Michael Myers gets shot tons of fucking times, doesn't die. Jason gets shot a bunch of times, doesn't die. Oh my god. So this kid just doesn't die, right? I'm like, more evidence. He's fucking Leatherface. And then he just fucking dies. He gets shot in the head. And I'm like, what the fuck? What is this movie even about now? And oh my god. So his brother Jed just fucking freaks out. This cop killed him. finally, he shoots Bud in the head, and Jed freaks out. So he goes and like gets this dude and puts his head in front of his like police car door and just slams his fucking head a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so this guy has to be Leatherface then, as much as that makes sense, which it doesn't. So, fuck this movie.
Anyway, so they chase down the girl after Jed kills the sheriff.
She fucking headbutts the brother and just takes off. Usain bolts out of there and runs into the woods. She's like hiding. She's like, no one knows where she's at for like a good 5 minutes. And then the fucking cliche steps on a twig, snaps. Everybody hears it. And they chase after her. Fucking somehow Jed's limpy ass catches her first before anybody else while he's carrying a chainsaw. So many things just do not make sense.
Yeah,
and
fucking, he kills her. He cuts her head off, and that's it. The movie ends.
you know, after we get a little scene of him putting on her face in the basement.
Yeah, he puts on her face. Don't watch it.
Yeah, at this point, who gives a fuck?
All right, do the fucking. Yeah, I wish I had more thumbs this time to give it 2 thumbs down.
It doesn't even deserve a rating, in my opinion.
It's unrated.
Yeah. All right, guys, this has been another fucking review. Share this video with your friends so your friends don't have to watch that shitty movie. If you do watch it because you're a fucking weirdo, you know, leave in the comments below what you thought. I want to know. While you're at it, hit that like button, share this with your friends. It really helps out. And go ahead and subscribe to get rowdy with the boys.
I love you.